Hey, Bobby G from CGN. It's a great pleasure today to bring you Captain Smith, who is 25 Walker Cup captain for this year's tournament at Cypress Point coming up here in a few weeks. Captain, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Appreciate it. So, just first wanted to just embarrass you a little bit as being noted as one of the best amateur players of all time. Your record is amazing, and obviously you're a great player. And so, congrats on all those achievements, including your wins and winning points. But wanted to ask you if you could share with us a little bit of how you've matriculated from being this amazing, world-renowned amateur playing to now being a captain. I know that it's a process, and I obviously your record speaks for itself as a player, but obviously you must just be doing so many other positive things for the game of golf and being a mentor and a leader in golf and probably other places that you were selected for this great honor.
Well, I think that's so well said. I would say it's almost like I feel like I just got old, but you said it so eloquently, I might go with that. But, it's been fun. I played amateur golf for just a number of years. You listed a lot of those things. Had so much fun in the mid-ams, Walker Cups, um, playing in all the majors through the summer, Sunny Hannah, Northeast, Southern, Western, you name it, U.S. amateurs. It's been so much fun, and I think it's something I always wanted to do. Making a Walker Cup team was the biggest honor of my life. I mean, being one of the top 10 amateurs, in the country, to make a team, and I didn't know if I'd ever be able to do that. And then once I made one, you wanted a few others, and you kept going. And so it just was a huge honor for me. Love the Walker Cup, love amateur golf, and I think as my maybe time was done making the teams, I was still very involved with the Walker Cups. I still love to go. I was active, in the Walker Cup Society with a lot of the alumni stuff, following the players. I knew a lot of the captains. You'd text, you'd watch them, you'd call them and talk, and then eventually, yeah, I got a call that it was my time, and I guess I behaved myself too. I didn't screw up, so that's a big thing. But it was fun getting that call to be asked to be a captain is just I thought making a team was one of the biggest on your life, but to be a captain is just a whole another level, and just to really it's really beyond words. There are only so many living captains, and I'm very honored and know what that means, and I'll respect it as it's intended.
Now, have you made the rest of your family refer to you no longer as Nate or Nathan or Dad or Pops or Bro, but now they call you Captain every time?
No, no, I haven't gone there. I haven't gone there. It hasn't stuck. I haven't got used to it. It'll be a quick no, no. There's some people do it. It's great when they do it. It's a sign of respect. I love it. It's strange for me because I always all the guys I played for with Buddy Marucci and Jim Holgers, I'd always call them captains. So it's almost when you're younger and somebody starts calling you sir, it's like, wow, am I there yet? I guess I've made it to that,
Well,
demographic that I'm a captain
yeah,
now. So
that's
yeah,
great.
it's an honor. It's an honor when you hear it.
It's amazing. It must be really special. Just to put a little timeline on this. So when did you find out? When did that call come in
Well,
to be
originally,
selected as the
I
captain?
yeah, I mean, honestly, 7 or 8 years ago, I had a discussion with some USGA, people and John Bonenhammer, and they asked me, would you like to be a captain someday? And that was kind of when my playing days were over. And of course, you say yes. I mean, you'd be the biggest on your life, and I think they start to, they're always forward thinking, at the USGA and everything. So they're trying to always plan out, 10, 15 years ahead. And they said, kind of, when would you want to do that? I honestly said, I'd like to do it when I'm a little younger. I think hopefully my parents would still be around, which they are, knock on wood. And then I'm around, I'm like, geez, if I want to be around, sometimes you wait to, to 65. I mean, am I going to be here? So you'll take door number one. So yeah, that was about 8 years ago. And then I got a call. Actually, it was the same time that Mike got selected to be the captain for the St. Andrews team. They asked me, which was really kind of cool for me because I got to kind of be a little mouse in the corner and kind of shadow him over there a little bit, and then as well as get maybe an early start to get to know the guys and everything. So that's when I got it, and when you get that, it's just a huge honor.
Right. So would like to segue a little bit about the team right now. We at CGN, we've had the privilege of actually having a couple of interviews and have gotten to know a couple of your players already. Ethan Fang, we did an interview a few weeks ago, and a couple months ago we interviewed Michael Sasso. So we're familiar with those guys, but our audience enjoyed all those interviews. But I was hoping if you wouldn't mind, next question is I'm going to ask you to kind of reflect upon each player and kind of what stood out in your mind, Captain, about each of those selections and why you selected them to win this year's Walker Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, the guys that were selected, sure, I can go through them. I mean, I think Jackson Koivun, first of all, number one ranked player, with Wagger, the World Amateur Golf Rankings. And I think you've seen how he's playing. I feel like every other, Sunday he's been on, kind of playing a lot of tour events, playing well. Ben James, who's on the last team, 2023 at St. Andrews, just, number two ranked player in the year. I mean, player out there and just had an amazing resume, and he's been playing great. And I played with Ben a number of years ago. It's amazing how he's matured and longer, and it's amazing to watch him kind of grow up through college. Michael Sasso, great player, powerful player, won the national championships at La Costa individually. Ethan Fang, as you mentioned, won the British Am, which hadn't been done in 18 years by an American since
Yep. Yep.
Drew Weaver. And, Ethan, incredible short game, competitor. And then teammate of his, Preston Stout, who really top 10 finishes through college, really never really even played badly through college and played great at the national championships. I think he was third or fourth individually. And then they obviously both won. Oklahoma State, the Cowboys won. And then I think with Preston, it crescendoed, at the Northeast Am, winning by 8 shots. Tommy Morrison, again, Tommy's been there, very consistent, top 10 player for the last 2 or 3 years in Wagger. And Jay Summy won the Western this summer. Been a solid player, great ball striker. Won the Western, that kind of solidified for it. He was going to be right there anyway. Jacob Molesky, who's just, Notre Dame, just consistency of really, you look last year, find a way to the USAM, this year, find a way to the Western, find a way to the USAM again this year, and then played solid all summer. And Stuart Hagestad, who's really had a great summer. If you look at all his finishes, even somewhat on a medium level to, he won the singles up at National. He goes up to the Northeast. I think he was like 7th up there. Played great in the Southern. He was 4th going into the last round. It's, of course, like 120 degrees down there. He dropped back, but he still played well. And I think when he went to the Western, he finished 7th, in qualifying. That was really solid to make the match play there. And then Mason Howell, who's won the U.S. Amateur, that really, I thought, came on the radar this summer for me, being in Pittsburgh, Oakmont. He shot 63 to make the U.S. Open as a junior. That really turned my head. And I think he was medalist at the U.S. Junior too. And then just to watch him kind of go through like a murderer's row, out at that bracket that he played at the Olympic Club. I mean, nobody deserved it more. So incredible to watch him. So that's the team. I think each one individually stuck out and earned it. And now it's kind of like you want to bring them together collectively.
Now, when is more questions for time? I appreciate it again. When do you guys officially kind of get together as a team? Approximately what day is that coming up?
Well, we're going to get out. We're going to get out to San Francisco this Friday. And I think what we're going to do is land in, SFO. I think we'll spend the night there. We'll go over to the Olympic Club on Saturday. We got some guys that haven't been fitted for clothes yet. We got some other guys who need to make adjustments, whether they gained or lost weight. I won't tell you which category I'm in, but, and I think then after that, we'll probably, just practice a little there and then head up to Cypress. And then I think through the course of the week, we'll be at Cypress pretty much every day. I think we're going to play Pebble Beach on Monday, but we're kind of be there through the week, and then it starts on the 6th and 7th.
So a couple final questions. I just have noticed, and I'm kind of curious, just as a professional in media and doing a lot of interviews and going to a tremendous amount of tournaments. I've noticed over the years, and I think I'm a few years older than you. We can talk about that later. There seems to be what's happened now at this elite level of golf. I get concerned when I see it, and I'm pulling some numbers together right now. I'll be glad to send you the report when it's done. But golf in college is a year-round sport now.
Hmm.
And unlike other major course college sports where it's just a season, you got these golfers that have a fall season, albeit it's not as stressful as the spring with the Natty. But then they go to the summer, and now they're every other week they're playing in a major
Sure,
event
sure.
on top of the and then on top of the UMass and the Brit.
Yeah,
But do you
yeah.
how do you like make sure that they don't burn out? This is a big stage for them now. They just started school probably this week or last
Hmm.
week, and you're bringing them together. They probably a lot of them know each other already, but how do you as their captain make sure that they're already probably, I'm guessing, a little tired between you and me from the summer
Sure.
they
Yeah,
just finished. Maybe they
yeah.
had a couple days off if they're lucky. I mean, Ethan, we did his interview. I think, he's mellow all the time anyway, but you would know
Hmm.
if he's sleeping or talking at the same time. He's so chill. But how do you make sure that they get up for this and then not too high? And then the second part of that question is what do you do and what do you have in store for the team to kind of have a little downtime, some fun time, other than practicing and grinding for 5 days?
Yeah, I think that's a great question because if you look at golf, it is a year-round sport. I mean, you look at the tour or you look at these guys now, and the college season has become so important. Not that it wasn't, but I think there are different things that make it important now. And then I think if guys have an ability to get into a pro events, they want to play well there, and that can be anywhere from geez, February through November or something. So they always want to be sharp in that. So I think that it's a year-round sport. You got to be respectful of that, and they always seem like they have to be on. I think it's a long week with some dinners at night and everything. You just want to be rested. I mean, we'll do some fun things, and I mean, there's no better place to be in the world other than Cypress Point and 17 Mile Drive and staying at Spanish Bay. But I think you want to listen to them. I think the answer to that is you just want to listen to them. I mean, I think we have something scheduled every day, but you know what? If you're tired, you got to listen to them. Some of the guys are playing in the Carmel Cup over the weekend. To your point, at the preserve. I think that they're going to come off that. We're not, you don't want to run them into the ground. I'm kind of even a big football guy, believe in fresh legs, on the weekends, so you just listen to them. And if they need a rest day, if they want to do that, there's lots of fun stuff to do around there. So we'll make sure that they, bonding as a team, feel comfortable with the partner they'll have an alternate shot for pretty much half the event and, kind of go from there.
Great. Well, Captain, thank you again. It was really generous of you and really appreciate your kindness. We have a really nice following, so I know we're going to get a lot of looks from this great interview, and we're pulling for you, pulling for the team, pulling for our guys, and for the U.S. So good luck to you, and look forward to chatting with you again. Thank you
Yeah.
again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Love being here. Absolutely.
Thanks.